Hey everybody, it's Hey John here. It's March 18, 2021. Okay, I cover cryptocurrency, Dogecoin specifically. Okay, I cover the Dogecoin news and the Dogecoin technical analysis. And before we get to all that, I need you to do me a huge favor, okay? And tap that subscribe button and tap that like button, okay? It really helps me out here and it pumps me up to want to create these to create this content for you guys every single day. And you came for a Dogecoin technical analysis, aka the sticks. Let's get to it, all right? So as always, I can start with a Dogecoin daily because this is where everything starts for the most part. And today we can see we have a green day about 582. It's currently testing the current resistance about 583, as we have seen for the past 2 days. And you can see my previous videos as well that I mentioned that this is kind of like a strong memory resistance for the most part. It's kind of like muscle memory in that kind of sense. I guess, but I guess in this case here you would call it traders muscle memory, right? But anywho. So I've been mentioning also in the past few videos as well that we can see that the 50 MA is now at about 543. So every day we're moving up about 0.001. And I've been mentioning it for the past week or two, saying, hey, eventually the 50 MA is going to reach a point, maybe like 5.3, 5.5, or 5.6, something around there here, right? And then at that point, the 50 MA is going to act as a support, and the candlesticks are going to bounce off it, and we're going to go moonbound to new highs here. So yes, I believe we are still accumulating here, and that is not a problem for the most part. Accumulation is not a bad thing, okay? And you can see that we are constantly banging up around 5.8, right? Eventually, from what I see for the past few days, it's going to break out eventually. But today we will dig deeper and see where it's progressing and see how it's turning out because every day changes. And I mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, every single day that technicals is not like you see it once, it's one and done. You gotta watch it every single day, and that's kind of why you need to watch these videos if you want to stay apprised of the latest evolution of the Dogecoin charts. Okay, so let's go check it out now. So we are currently still, as I mentioned, the 50 MA is kind of what I'm watching right now because that's pretty important. And we are, and the 50 MA is still about the 200 MA, which is what you call a golden cross here. And that's what bulls want to see. And that's what we got here, okay? We're still saying that's good, all right? So let's go ahead and check the volume here. You can see it's pretty abysmal here. Like yesterday, March 16 right here, right? 85 million, March 17, 46 million. Uh, March 15, like 132, 150. So you can see the volume is dropping off significantly, right? So now we're at a point where just like I said before, we are just accumulating here, and we're not seeing too much action going on. So this means that if you're buying dips right now, this is kind of I would say the time to buy because it's kind of very dead right now. If you are buying dips that way, of course, obviously, my strategy is I buy dips and I sell pops, but I'm actually investing, so I'm just buying dips period, and just writing it out, and I'm buying at 1% a day, for the most part, or 1% a buy. According to my budget, because you don't want to go all ham. I would say that you want to take into account of possible future huge dips, and that sort of thing here. And it's okay to average up, and it's okay to average down. You're buying it all the time because if you buy it all once, you're setting us up for a lot of risk right here, right? Because you don't know whether, what happens in the future. It goes like 50%. Well, I guess you're SLL, right? You're kind of stuck there because you threw all your guns right away. So you gotta be a little patient about it. If you're investing, such as me, and you have a day job, so so that way you can insulate yourself from any kind of possible big dramatic drops here, right? And you're able to be fluid in that sense. But let's get to the actual MACD here because this is looking interesting to me now. So we can see for the past few days, let's see, since March 12th here, you can see it sloping down at a very, very slow trajectory, almost at a snail's pace right here, right? Every day it dips down here. You can see the fit on the MACD also, the blue line, the red line, they're starting to intersect here, right? So at this point here, since we're still in the bullish quadrant, based on a daily chart here and the bullish signal I'm seeing currently, I mean, it's kind of flat right here, and we're still accumulating a low volume. Okay, people, we're accumulating a low volume. All right, that's one of the key things here. So yeah, we're still kind of low. We're not in all-time highs like Bitcoin, all that kind of jazz. But you need to bear that in mind though. We're going at a snail's pace here, and we're using very low volume. So when it's very low volume, you can't necessarily take these days, I would say, too serious because there is enough money to kind of back it up, right? right? I mean, like it's kind of just bots trading back and forth here. You're not seeing a bunch of people just jump in and buy, right? So obviously the bots aren't doing all the buys and sells here. Obviously, I mean, that's too much for a day, but for the most part, I would say the bots are doing quite a bit of HFT, which means high frequency trading here, to kind of support the prices to keep it where it should be. Um, with that being said, we are still in what I would call the MACD bullish quadrant and resetting here, and you see that the blue line here and the red line kind of intersecting here. They look like they're barely touching here, right? So at this point here, I believe we're gonna bounce off it and go this way and go up. All right, we're gonna go up. All right, how fast, how high? We don't know yet. It's only March 18, 2021. As I said, as I've been saying for the past few videos, not that I'm a conspiracy theorist or anything, or have a crystal ball or anything, but I truly believe Coinbase is going to be a big player in how Dogecoin moves in a soon near future here. And as you can see, Coinbase is, if they list Dogecoin, it's going to have a large following here, and it's going to open up a new marketplace to a bunch of people who can easily, access it and buy it, right, for the most part. Because Binance and Kraken, I'm not trying to bash them or anything, but they are very hard to get accounts with to actually get them activated. I mean, I've been struggling. I just kind of gave up at this point. I'm over it now. But yeah. So what I see here, I can see us based on the current daily technicals here. I can see us bouncing up maybe today or tomorrow. But of course, it is coming towards the weekend, and to me, weekends are usually buy opportunities. So I'm not too sure right now. I mean, it's really hard to say at this point because the trend is so slow. It's almost like watching cement dry here. So it's very hard to make any kind of accurate trends here because the trend is so slow. It's so easy to diverge it real quick based on with a little bit of volume here because for the past few days we've been trading on such low volume. So, but when I see that kind of stuff here, I just think, you know what, on these days here, Dogecoin is resetting their technicals, and there's accumulation is going on right now, which is totally fine. That's kind of what you want to do if you're getting in, and the fact that you saw these news come out, like Mark Cuban, Elon Musk, etc. Um, I once you let all the news kind of settle in with all the stimmy money, I think we're gonna rocket, sooner rather than later. Obviously, for me, this is a personal investment here, so I'm here for a long game. I'm not here for a month or two or a week or two. So you'll be seeing many of these videos in the future. So stay tuned. So let's move on to the 4-hour chart and see what that looks like today. Okay. So in the 4-hour chart here, you can see that, I did for a day or two ago, I mentioned that we were kind of doing an ascending triangle here, and it's hitting the resistance, and I said it'd probably pop up, and it did. But you see also now that it kind of went back down, obviously, and now it's kind of coming back up again. But the most important thing to note here is that this whole time, it's been above in the bullish MACD territory there. So I truly believe that in the near future, very soon future, we're gonna pop up possibly, just based on the fact that you see how many times it's touching 5-8, 5-8, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't know. At least 20 or 30 times it's been testing it, on shorter time frames here. And you can see on the current 4-hour time frame, yeah, it tests it over and over and over, but each time it comes down, it kind of like, it has a lot more resilience, right? It go bup, 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 before it's like bup, 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 bup. So it's kind of like the range is a lot narrower when it hits a 5-3, 5-8 and it goes down. The range is narrower each time. It's getting narrower and narrower. And I also did note on a 4-hour chart a few days ago that, hey, we are doing a bullish cross, which means a 50 MA over a 200 MA on a 4-hour chart here, and that's gonna have a huge push for Dogecoin to push up in the near short-term future. But short-term, but 4-hour chart, it could be weeks or days, right? Because the 4-hour chart is a lot slower than a 15-minute chart here. So when you stick up here, it takes longer to kind of fill in, right? Because it just fewer sticks, and that's how it works. I get more detail about it, but I'll leave it at that. So basically, right here, we are seeing the trend now is that the 50 MA on a 4-hour chart is becoming the support, and now you can see it starting to you can see the 50 MA and 200 MA doing a little divergence here. You can see that the 50 MA kind of curl up a little bit, and this to me is an indicator. Hey, if you're about to buy some, I would buy some here. I truly believe the 5H are going to be gone sooner rather than later, in my honest opinion here. Obviously, I don't give financial advice. I'm just telling you what I would do, and based on what I'm seeing here, obviously these things change on a daily and hourly basis here. So what I say now may not be valid in the future, right? Or next day or two, or a week or two, right? So that's kind of why you need to watch these videos here and kind of get the latest and greatest, okay? You don't watch this one video here and say, okay, I'm done watching it and I'm gonna do whatever and invest this way. Because if you do it that way, you're setting up yourself for, I would say, failure. And I don't want that for yourself. So just please stay tuned and check these out, because I do try to do these videos for the Dogecoin community and of course yourself, because you are in a Dogecoin family here, okay? So you can see on MACD here, we're still in a bullish territory, as I mentioned before. But what important to note here, and the reason why I said on a daily we're gonna pop up soon. I mean, it's hard to tell on a daily because it's so slow. But on a 4 hour, it's starting to align with the daily chart as well. And you can see the blue line is barely starting to poke up above the red line. Okay, so this to me is telling me that, hey, we're gonna start a new trend soon. Okay, I mean, obviously how high the trend goes, no one knows, because the volume is so low. But I truly believe we will get them buy signals sooner rather than later. And if we don't, we may have to break down a little further. But I see more reasons of why it should push up rather than down. Okay, so that's my analysis and what I think right there. And I truly believe this 5/8 is getting this 5/8 resistance is getting pretty tired, in my honest opinion here. It's ready. I believe it's ready to go through it now. It's literally just hovering on it all day now. Let's go to a 15-minute chart here. Sorry. So on a 15-minute chart here, you can see how much in a micro view here, how much is just tapping it. It's like it's basically constantly, it's kind of like it's constantly tapping it all day, every day here. And you can see also the movements down are so weak now, right? You see them just popping up and going down a little bit, popping up, going down a little bit. But it's constantly popping back up though. It's kind of playing whack-a-mole. You hit it, you hit it. It keeps on popping up over and over, and you can never hit them all, So eventually it's gonna break out, and you get tired of hitting them. but the people hitting them, those are the sellers of selling Dogecoin, right? Either the bears or bulls who are selling their coins for tenth of a profits, which is I think it's ridiculous, but everyone, you do you, I guess, right? But you can see also here on a MACD as well, you can see that, on March 17, around like 1:30 p.m., right? You saw the huge increase, right? On a MACD kind of went all the way up here and it went back down. And you can see now at the current pace here, about March 18th here, you can see that the MACD is a lower velocity, but yet it's at a similar price range here. So this tells me that by looking at this chart here and looking at it, this kind of tells me that, okay, I need a big high initially to get them 5/8 here, right? But now it's like, oh, 5/8. Oh, well, I'm kind of used to it, 5/8 to me is a new normal. That's kind of how I'm reading this and how I'm interpreting it. So when it's a new normal, okay, when I make a little higher pop, we're gonna go above 5/8 for sure. That's kind of what I see. And I believe that if we go back to the same velocity of March 17 with that kind of like 0.003 velocity right there, we may see like 6 cents or something, or 6.3. So of course we need some volume to kind of pop it up there, but I feel like if we do get that kind of excitement again, we're gonna see 6.3 again, get tested one more time, again. And of course bears will come in and sell it real quick, or bulls are doing this for a swing trade. We'll get their quick profits here. But I truly believe that we will test 6.3 again sooner rather than later. And I'm actually gonna buy some 5/8s today, actually, just because I actually believe it's gonna be gone soon. And I want to accumulate more before they're all gone, because the fives are disappearing, in my honest opinion, sooner rather than later. First it was the threes, then it was the fours. Well, what, 4-5, 4-7, then it's 5-5. Now it's 5/8 now. We're trending up slowly but surely here, and everyone thinks, oh, it's so slow. Why isn't it going higher or faster? The thing is that we have lots of volume, in market cap for Bitcoin. I mean, I'm sorry, for Dogecoin here. And all the news is propping it up, because even though people are selling, there are a lot more buyers here, right? Because if there are a lot more sellers than buyers, then you will see the price do a huge dip or a huge crash here. But we're not seeing these huge corrections. We're seeing a little pullbacks here, and we're seeing a bunch of new buyers buy. And I truly believe it's because of these kind of videos I'm creating, or other people are creating. People on Twitter throwing out Dogecoin. Fox Business News throwing out, shout out to Dogecoin for us. I truly believe we're all doing our part to further expand the Dogecoin community and, in essence, grow our wallets, our Dogecoin wallets, okay? And if you're watching these videos, I thank you very much for this, and I hope you can just do me a huge favor and tap that subscribe button, tap the like button, and I will catch you on the next one, all right?